Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Oh, yeah, motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, I'm back. This is your main man, Mr. K. You dig it? Baton Rouge Mayor. And I'm back with a couple hot ticks of these motherfucking politics. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, nigga. Oh, look, America. Now, Donald Trump done fired Kristi Noem. He done fired Pam Bundy. Now it's time for Cocaine Cash Patel. Now, Cocaine Cash Patel, Trump nominee to be the FBI director, was paid $25,000 last year by a film company that also promoted anti-Western views advanced by the Kremlin. The Kremlin is Putin. I hope y'all know that. The documents show that. Now, Cash Patel, Cocaine Cash Patel, you been drinking motherfucking beer. You were busting bulls up with the motherfucking hockey team on national motherfucking TV. You done did all kind of motherfucking crimes. I know what to do with him. Put the handcuffs on him. Turn his pussy ass around. Spin him again. Lock his motherfucking ass up. And we ain't finished with now all the rest of the motherfuckers. I want Broad in there too. I want him out.
Welcome back. FBI Director Kash Patel on defense this morning, denying allegations laid out in a new report detailing his alleged drinking habits and absences from the Bureau. This article in The Atlantic cites more than 24 people, including unnamed current and former FBI officials, who allege excessive drinking and erratic behavior, described as, quote, freakouts from Patel. Several officials cited say Patel is known for, quote, obvious intoxication at private clubs, both here in Washington and in Las Vegas, and that many staffers are just waiting for the announcement that Patel is going to be fired from his post, citing his unreachability and impulsivity. The Atlantic also wrote that President Trump has complained Patel has seemed unprepared for TV appearances and that some investigations he directed Patel to pursue haven't moved quickly enough. Patel took to social media to defend himself, writing in part, quote, no amount of BS you write will ever deter this FBI from making America safe again. Yesterday, he announced on Fox News that, plus his plans to sue The Atlantic for defamation. But notably, he also took time in that interview to promise that the DOJ would soon be making arrests related to the 2020 election. Watch.
Every time I see President Trump, he says this repeatedly, that the election was rigged in 2020. I mean, he says it all the time. We all know that. And it's almost getting lost because he says it so much. You've been at the FBI now 14 months. Have you done anything about that? And do you have anything to tell us about that?
Absolutely, Maria. Look, I've been with the president nearly since day one on this. We've got all the evidence. I can announce on your show that we've got all the information we need. We're working with our prosecutors, the Department of Justice, and their Attorney General Todd Blanche, and we are going to be making arrests. And it's coming, and I promise you, it's coming soon.
His behavior allegedly is one thing, but then the impact on the Bureau itself and America's national security is the other, and that's really of paramount importance. But the other piece of this for Patel is how do you end up keeping your job? Because there were large questions looming in the aftermath of Pam Bondi's firing about if Patel was next. And I think when I see him go on Fox News and say, we're going to be making arrests connected to the 2020 election, it does seem like things we've seen other people in his position do to try to shore up their position in Trump's eyes. OK, I'm in a bad place. Let me move on something I know the president cares about.
Yes. And so in terms of the 2020 election, these are old claims by President Trump. His attorney general in 2020, Bill Barr, a deep conservative, disagreed with the president and told the president, you did not win the 2020 election. He subsequently resigned. Chris Wray, who was appointed by President Trump, chosen by President Trump, did not find evidence of any of these crimes that it sounds like Patel says there are going to be arrests regarding. So it's concerning. Many courts have reviewed these claims and dismissed them. So if there are arrests coming, I don't understand what the evidence is. So we just have to see if these arrests actually happen.
I think that's the piece of it, David. For those of us who are watching, whether it's Kash Patel saying arrests are coming around 2020, whether it's Tulsi Gabbard going to the Fulton County Board of Elections, we are watching these embattled Trump officials try to make something out of debunked conspiracy theories.
Oh, look, America. Netanyahu and the Israel clique need to be brought to America. They need to be brought to America, judged by the American people, turned around, kicked in the ass, and put the handcuffs on them. And lock all they motherfucking ass up.
So let me tell you something, everybody. The grift from this family is breathtaking. It's breathtaking. Jared Kushner and Ivanka Kushner walk out of the White House and months later get $2 billion from the Saudis. $2 billion from the Saudis. You think it's because he's some kind of investing genius? Or do you think it's because he was sitting next to the President of the United States for 4 years doing favors for the Saudis?
Oh, look, America. Now, Cocaine Kash Patel is now trying to sue the media. All because they found out and got his punk ass on camera drinking booze on the job. Miller High Life and shit. Cocaine Kash Patel. You stupid son of a bitch. We seen your punk ass right on the motherfucking world news with the hockey team drinking booze and Miller High Life, laughing, gambling, laughing and drinking on the FBI motherfucking tab. I tell you what we can do with his ass. Put the handcuffs on him. Turn his pussy ass around. Kick him in his ass. Spin him around. Lock his motherfucking ass up. Him and every motherfucking body in the FBI that was down with this motherfucking shit. Every motherfucking body. I want him in jail.
This is FBI Director Kash Patel, celebrating in the locker room with the Team USA men's hockey team after its gold medal win at the Olympics. Patel is a long-time hockey fan and posted on social media several times from the game. And this video of him celebrating afterwards went viral. At one point, a player even drapes a gold medal around his neck. Another video appears to show Patel holding his phone while on call with President Donald Trump and the hockey team. Some critics question why the FBI director was celebrating with the team and why he was present in Milan. According to the FBI, Patel was in Italy for multiple official engagements prior to the hockey game. Patel responded to online critics who questioned why he was celebrating with the team. He wrote on X, quote, "For the very concerned media, yes, I love America and was extremely humbled when my friends, the newly minted gold medal winners on Team USA, invited me into the locker room to celebrate this historic moment with the boys."
Oh, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking motherfucking news. Okay, America. This shit is stupid. Donald Trump is in cognitive motherfucking decline. His own motherfucking team didn't put his punk ass out the room because he talked too much. Every time they make plans on bombing a run, Donald Trump get his punk ass up there and tell a secret. Now his own team, his own cabinet members are just panicking. They putting his pussy ass out the room because he do come on there and tell every motherfucking thing. He the same son of a bitch went with Putin and gave Putin the secrets on Ukraine. I tell you what you can do with him. Put the handcuffs on him. Pull his motherfucking pamper down. Kick him in his ass. Lock his motherfucking ass up. And every motherfucking body that's in his administration that's aiding and abetting this bullshit.
President Trump says he hopes China can help end the Russia-Ukraine war ahead of his meeting with Xi Jinping this week. But Trump also says he is assessing the Russian threat after President Vladimir Putin and his top general claim they successfully tested a nuclear-powered cruise missile.
They're not playing games with us. We're not playing games with them either. We test missiles all the time, and I don't think it's an appropriate thing for Putin to be saying either, by the way. You ought to get the war ended. A war that should have taken 1 week is now in its soon 4th year. That's what you ought to do instead of testing missiles.
Oh, look, America. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking motherfucking news. Donald Trump has sucked Jared Kushner and Stephen Witkoff, two of the dumbest motherfuckers on foreign policy I ever seen in my life. Or he's supposed to be sending JD hillbilly cross-dressing JD Vance. Now, Donald Trump say he just fly these motherfuckers to motherfucking Pakistan or somewhere and told them to be a meeting with Iran. Iran just came on TV, man. The man from the Ayatollahs and the Ayatollah motherfuckers just came on TV, man. The man said we don't have no motherfucking talking. We don't want to see no ceasefire, and we ain't meeting no motherfucking well. And Donald Trump still coming out here saying he's sending somebody to meet them. The man said he don't want to hear all that shit. They slanging choppers and don't come your punk ass down the Strait of Hormuz. Put the handcuffs on Donald Trump. Lock his motherfucking ass up. Him, his whole motherfucking administration, the CIA agent.
Let's just go through what's happening right here. So what we heard is that senior Pakistani government sources have told Reuters Pakistan is confident it can get Iran to attend talks with the United States, but Trump is trying to lean hard on Field Marshal Munir in Iran to try to get Iran to show up. Then Donald Trump's just posting things like this. I mean, it's ridiculous. Here's Trump's post. I'm winning a war by a lot. Things are going very well. Our military has been amazing. But if you read the fake news, like the failing New York Times, you would actually think that we're losing the war. The enemy is confused because they get the same media reports, and yet they realize their Navy has been wiped out. So Trump says the real issue here is Iran reads the New York Times, so they're confused about what's happening. I mean, how ridiculous of a statement is. Then Donald Trump's like, their former leaders are mostly gone. This has been in addition to everything else. Regime change, exclamation point. So Donald Trump's claiming that the fact that the Islamic regime is still in power, that is regime change. And then Trump's like, the anti-America fake news media is rooting for Iran to win, but it's not going to happen. No one is rooting for them to win. I think what we're asking for is that there be no war crimes committed, no genocide committed, period, especially in the name of the United States, and that there be truthful data about what the hell is really happening here, and that Americans know what is actually going on, because there's the largest oil supply shock in history and the largest supply shock of a lot of other things. It's going to cause massive economic pain, and it already is. Then Donald Trump writes, the Iranian leadership has forced hundreds of ships towards the United States, mostly Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska, to get their oil. Thank you very much, Donald J. Trump. And what are you even talking about? Iran has 4 ships to the United States. I mean, are you saying that the U.S. exports a lot of oil and then there's a lot of drilling in the U.S.? Actually, on a drilling basis, year over year, drilling's actually down slightly now from under former President Biden. But regardless, no one doubts that the United States exports and has a lot of oil, a lot of crude. I mean, nobody doubts that. The issue is that oil is connected to an international market. And when there's a supply shock, it impacts WTI crude and Brent crude. It has an effect. That's why our gas prices are high. So again, just give us the facts. Just tell us the truth. I mean, again, just deranged statements by him. And then he goes, the Democrats are doing everything possible to hurt the very strong position we are in with respect to Iran. Despite World War I lasting 4 years and 3 months and 14 days, World War II lasting 6 years and 1 day, the Korean War lasting 3 years, 1 month, 2 days, and the Vietnam War lasting 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Trump's like, this is going faster than all of those wars. Why don't you just pay attention to the details and stop talking about the length of this war and that war? Just tell us what the real objectives are. Explain it. Stop contradicting yourself every day and just behave like a freaking grown-up. I think that's what everybody's saying. And stop committing war crimes and stop committing genocide. I mean, I think it's basically that simple. Then Donald Trump's like, I read the fake news saying that I'm under pressure to make a deal. This is not true. I'm under no pressure whatsoever, although it will all happen relatively quickly. Well, if you're not under pressure, then why are you sending J.D. Vance, Witkoff, and Kushner to Iran and to Pakistan and having Pakistan basically beg the Iranian leaders to show up in Pakistan? Why wouldn't you be playing hard to get? If you were in a really great negotiating position, why would you say, all right, Iran, we're not going to negotiate until you agree to our conditions. Here are our conditions. But it's the opposite way. Iran is saying, we're not going to agree to show up unless you agree to our conditions and our framework. So if you were in a great negotiating position, why are you adopting their framework? I mean, you posted it publicly that you agreed to Iran's 10-point framework. And now you claim, oh, I didn't mean that. I meant my framework. I just reposted their foreign minister's framework just because. Ha ha ha. That's how cunning I am. I mean, it's just stupid stuff. More posts from Donald Trump saying the deal that we are making with Iran will be far better than the JCPOA, commonly referred to as the Iran nuclear deal. They actually gave Iran $1.7 billion in green cash, loaded into a Boeing 757 and flown to Iran. But if a deal happens under Trump, it will guarantee peace, security, safety, not only for Israel and the Middle East, but for Europe, America, and everywhere else. It will be something that the entire world will be proud of. At most right now, you're talking about a weaker version of the JCPOA where Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, which they didn't before this unlawful and catastrophic war. And then Donald Trump just misrepresents everything. I mean, Obama, in securing a multilateral JCPOA deal, which had buy-in from the rest of the world and mechanisms for inspecting Iran that the entire world bought in on, Iran didn't control the Strait of Hormuz then, and there wasn't $1.7 billion in green cash loaded. First off, and that's not what happened. I mean, Obama gave certain amounts of money as part of a settlement agreement that preceded any of the JCPO talks that dealt with a settlement for the Islamic Revolution that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard was claiming that they should be paid. But regardless, it wasn't even green cash. It had to be converted into Swiss francs and into other currency. And in any event, it was $1.7 billion. If you even want to say it was tied to the event, go ahead and say it. But you've already given Iran way more in sanctions relief than $1.7 billion. You removed the sanctions on Iranian oil, and they controlled the Strait of Hormuz, and they were able to sell all of this oil. And now you're blockading the Persian Gulf. You already gave Iran way more money than Obama ever did by far, and he secured a multilateral deal, even though the payment wasn't tied to the JCPOA. Even if it was tied, it secured a massive deal, and America was safer, and the whole world bought in. And so what's better, that or you and Kushner and your whole family grifting to the tune of tens of billions of dollars from Middle East nations? So where else are we at right now? As I mentioned, you have the senior Pakistani government officials saying, we're trying to get Iran to show up. We're trying to get Iran to show up. Iran is saying we ain't going to show up unless our preconditions are met. And J.D. Vance needs to be there because we don't trust Witkoff and Kushner. We don't trust Vance either.
Oh, look, America. Now, Donald Trump, he have a fucking son-in-law named Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump husband. Now, this where the scheme come in, America. These summer bitches is making billions of dollars. Check this shit out. Jared Kushner and motherfucking Trump daughter, Ivanka Trump, is running around all the motherfucking Arab world, over there in the Arab world now, scheming, getting money from Trump for a $250 million motherfucking plane. They running crypto schemes. Pay to play. They've been doing it for a whole year now. I tell you what we can do with the both of these summer bitches since we done found that out. Jared Kushner, especially your duck ass, put the handcuff on his punk ass. Put the handcuffs on motherfucking Ivanka Trump punk ass. Spin her ass around. Lock her motherfucking ass up. And lock his motherfucking ass too.
Donald Trump is panicking. It's not just his dark past that is surfacing. It's also the dark past of Ivanka that is surfacing. As you may know, Donald Trump had brought Ivanka around Jeffrey Epstein on at least one occasion. Also, Ivanka was modeling for something called Elite Model Agency when it was run by a very bad person named John Casablancas. I want to share with you, though, this is on Donald Trump's mind because during a White House Christmas party on Sunday, he brought up Ivanka. He saw someone who was right across from him at this Christmas party, and he stopped his speech like he saw a ghost or he saw Ivanka, and he was like, "You look just like Ivanka. I thought you were Ivanka." Ivanka is clearly on his mind, as Donald Trump is also worried about his dark past surfacing. Let me show you what went down at the White House this past Sunday. Play this clip.
The two of those guys, the greatest. Then we have a man who, to me, this is the most interesting story.
boy, do you look like Ivanka. Has anyone ever told you that? I'm saying, Sonny boy, could you just turn around for the camera? Does she look like Ivanka? It's the most unbelievable thing. So I didn't want to take a chance. I say, is that Ivanka? You look just like Ivanka, which is a great compliment, actually.
And I'd like to just share with you right now some of these photos regarding Ivanka. So you know this photo here, it's Donald Trump, Ivanka, and Epstein. You see that photo right there. Just the way Donald Trump would touch and hold Ivanka in these photos that I'm showing you sitting on the lap. I mean, you know, this photo, then there's another photo over here, them on like a bed together with her kissing his cheek. These are not normal, at least in my opinion. You could tell me if your opinion is different. These are not normal father-daughter photos at all. Really disturbing stuff right there. You know, and then have these videos of Ivanka that have surfaced. Here she is talking about being a model at Elite Model Agency. Here, let's play this clip right here.
My family has money and they can support me, but I model because I love to model, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So I don't think it's fair that they made me sound greedy about it and all, because I model because I love to model, and that's really all there is to it.
Here's how the New York Times in 1997 described her when she was probably 15 or 16 years old. They described her as wearing see-through white dresses that would turn heads. See-through white dresses? Come on, she's an underage girl at this time. She seems to have this modeling thing down, they write. There are the sexy outfits. Sexy outfits? She's underage. And then when you show up for an interview wearing floor-length see-through white dresses, you tend to turn heads. There is the denial that she exercises and the chowing down, eating a nice-sized lunch in front of a reporter, proving that she is not a wacky dieter. I want you to watch here as Ivanka looks at her childhood bed. This is from several years back, but watch what happens as she's giving this interview and she takes a look at her bed right here. Here, play this clip.
This was my bed. It's a little small for me now. Probably why I don't stay near anymore, but yeah.
And what floor are we on?
We are on the 68th floor. Not a bad view to wake up to.
And here's another video of her involved in modeling. Tell me what you think. Play this clip.
Ivanka is quickly becoming a star in her own right. Along with her editorial work, she is the new face of both the Mugler trademark and Sasson ad campaigns.
People are always going to speculate, and people are always going to wonder, could she have done it without her parents being who they are? And I've always thought, in this industry, your parents can't really get you that far. It's more about the public opinion. And if the public doesn't like you, then you're never going to succeed.
She has to go through letting stage. You know, she's really there, just starting. She has a lot of confidence, a lot of voice, and a lot of personality, and she's a hard worker. And if you start with those qualities, you really can go places.
Yeah, that's sweet. You got beautiful teeth. Keep it happening.
Well, you know, the beauty of Ivanka is that she's really had very little rejection. Now, that's both good and bad, because at a certain point, perhaps she does have rejection and she won't know how to take it. But I think she's very focused, and I think she also understands how life works.
The eyes. Oh, look at me, Uncle. Donald Trump done it again. He's still trying to send motherfuckers to a run, to a meet. The Ayatollah motherfucker just came on TV again and said he don't want to hear that shit. They slanging ass. No, come your punk ass down the straight of Muse. Lock down.
Donald Trump is panicking and looking so desperate as Iran says it has no intention of showing up in Islamabad for further negotiations with the United States on coming up with any deal until the Trump regime agrees to the 10-point negotiating framework that it previously agreed to, and to stop threatening Iran to move away from its non-negotiable points, which Iran has said it will never move away from. Now, the Trump regime has already started to send military and civilian aircraft into Pakistan in advance of potential talks with Iran. At the same time, Iran says they will not be sending any of their negotiators to show up unless and until the United States removes the blockade from the Persian Gulf, and unless and until Donald Trump stops lying about Iran's negotiating position. Now, Pakistan's Field Marshal Munir, who is the top official in Pakistan, has told Donald Trump, Iran really is not going to show up as long as you have this blockade and as long as you keep on threatening to destroy their civilization and to destroy all of their bridges and civilian infrastructure. There's no way to engage in a negotiation, Donald, while you continue to say that. Nonetheless, Donald Trump is already sending in his advance team for negotiations. I mean, it's a fairly desperate move that while Iran is saying they're not showing up and they're publicly saying they're not, they may show up, but they're posturing as though they won't show up. Donald Trump is rushing his team to show up in Islamabad to basically wait for Iran. You can see the plane right there flying in to the Nur Khan Air Base near Islamabad a short while ago. As noted, Pakistan's Army Chief Asim Munir told Donald Trump that the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports is blocking renewed U.S.-Iran talks. Trump said that he would consider it, but then Donald Trump went on social media moments ago and posted the following this morning. Israel never talked me into the war with Iran. The results of October 7th added to my lifelong opinion that Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. Did. I watch and read the fake news pundits and polls in total disbelief. 90% of what they say are lies and made-up stories. The polls are rigged, much as the 2020 presidential election was rigged. Just like the results in Venezuela, which the media doesn't like talking about, the results in Iran will be amazing. And if Iran's new leaders, regime change, ! Are smart, Iran can have a great and prosperous future. DJT. So he's already toning down his rhetoric a little bit, but I mean, he still is ranting and raving like a lunatic. And what Donald Trump's military generals are saying, it's Donald, if you want to go in for a ground invasion, if you want to talk tough, we have the capabilities to do that, but we're going to incur massive casualties. Thousands, if not tens of thousands of American soldiers are going to die, but we can complete this mission. Is that what you want us to do? And then Donald Trump's like, no, I don't want us to do that. Okay, well, what do you want us to do? Watch me go on social media and I'm going to post things in all caps and that'll show Iran we're going to threaten. Iran recognizes that Donald Trump isn't just a paper tiger. He is the most paper tiger that there is. He talks tough. He has this bluster and bravado, but if you followed him before, he always backs down when you confront him. And that's what Iran realizes. They see Donald Trump as terrified of markets crashing. They see Donald Trump as always chickening out in that taco meme. And that's why they continue to mock him over and over again. I mean, they're posting these, again, these AI memes of him drinking crude oil. They're posting their Lego videos. A new one just dropped. I'll just show you 10 seconds of it. Here, play this clip.
Your $1 billion fleet is just turning the
Oh, look, America. Donald Trump is panicking. His lies is catching up with him. He's back on social media, lying, trying to clean up that bullshit he lied about yesterday and this morning. This is what he said. I'm winning a war by a lot. Things are going very well. Our military has been amazing. And if you read the fake news like the fallen New York Times, the absolutely horrendous and disgusting Wall Street Journal would actually think we are losing the war. The enemy is confused because they get the same media reports and yet they realize their navy has been completely wiped out. That is a lie. The son of a bitch is lying. Ayatollah just came on TV again and told us what's going on. Donald Trump, turn your pussy ass around. Put the handcuffs on that bitch ass nigga. Lock his motherfucking ass up. Him and his whole motherfucking administration, including Marco Rubio and
Israel never talked me into the war with Iran. The results of October 7th added to my lifelong opinion that Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. Did. I watch and read the fake news pundits and polls in total disbelief. 90% of what they say are lies and made up stories. The polls are rigged, much as the 2020 presidential election was rigged, just like the results in Venezuela, which the media doesn't like talking about. The results in Iran will be amazing. And if Iran's new leaders, regime change, ! Are smart, Iran can have a great and prosperous future. DJT. So,
look, America. Donald Trump has sent the three amigos to Iran to negotiate. Not now one of these motherfuckers know nothing about foreign policy. J.D. Vance, Stephen Witkoff, and Jared Kushner. All three of these motherfuckers some dummies. This is why the Strait of Hormuz is still closed and Donald Trump is still lying. He's sending the dumbest motherfuckers to Iran to negotiate. The Ayatollah motherfuckers said they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that shit from Jared Kushner. They don't want to hear that shit from J.D. Vance. None of they motherfucking ass. The man come on TV right now keep saying that shit. Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, J.D. Vance, and the Whitaker motherfucker. All them son of bitches. Bring them up here to the American stage. Turn they punk ass around. Put the handcuffs on them. Kick them in the ass. Now lock all they motherfucking ass up. Why the fuck you sent these stupid motherfuckers way to run negotiate for the American people? Kick them in his motherfucking ass. Lock all them bastards up.
Vice President J.D. Vance must have been experiencing whiplash today between multiple reports about whether or not he'd be going to Pakistan tomorrow for a second round of Iran talks. In a phone call today with our very own Jackie Alamany, Trump said that Vance would not be participating in these talks, citing security. Instead, he said U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner would lead the negotiations. But less than an hour later, two senior U.S. officials told MS Now that Vance will in fact, lead the delegation to Islamabad. Jamal Bowman and Ahmed Baba are back with us. So, I mean, talk about whiplash is a good thing the guy doesn't have to fly commercial, I guess, because he would
they were
not
running out of jet fuel.
Also that and TSA lines. But this is what is this hazing at this point that Donald Trump is putting J.D. Vance through? Do either of y'all have a theory? Does anyone at the table have a theory?
I mean, the White House has been dysfunctional from the very beginning. I mean, didn't they drop war plans into a signal chat very early on in this administration? Number one. Number two, this unjust, unnecessary, illegal war that's happening now. Neither Marco Rubio nor J.D. Vance approved of Israel's perspective on us going in. Trump winning anyway. This is a Tuesday for this administration, this level of dysfunction and this level of miscommunication. My question is, and my observation is, this is Trump once again elevating Jared Kushner to this position of negotiating on the global stage. Jared Kushner is a real estate mogul and businessman. He is there to do business deals on behalf of Trump's family. He's the same person who, a few months after the genocide started in Gaza, saying it would make amazing waterfront property. And so this is who Jared Kushner is. He is in Pakistan negotiating on behalf of it. He's not with the State Department. He's negotiating on behalf of Trump and the American people using our taxpayer dollars and our money and our weapons to do so. This is insane.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking motherfucking news. Okay. Donald Trump then fired another motherfucker out of his cabinet, and to this time it's the labor secretary. Now this bitch by the name of Laura Chavez, she have been caught multiple motherfucking times in the office on the taxpayer's dime drinking booze. She done got caught in Vegas at strip clubs drinking booze. She done got caught at the White House in the cabinet meeting drunk. I tell you what you can do with her. Put the handcuffs on that bitch. Take the motherfucking beer out of her hand. Spit her motherfucking ass around. Kick her in her ass. Lock her motherfucking ass up. And every motherfucking body that's in the Trump administration, you dirty son of bitches, all you motherfuckers crooked. Lock her motherfucking ass up. You supposed to be locked that bitch.
This just in, Donald Trump has fired another cabinet member. Let me repeat, another cabinet member has been fired by Donald Trump. Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRemer has been fired by Donald Trump. The regime made an announcement moments ago. They said that she'll be working in a private sector job. You'll recall that she was under investigation for reportedly pursuing a relationship with a subordinate, for potential travel fraud, for potential drinking on the job. She denied these allegations. Also allegations that she would go to strip clubs and she would spend lots of money on these lavish vacations and in Vegas. Also, it was reported that her husband had been barred from entering the Labor Department headquarters after two female staffers accused him of sexual assault inside the building. According to a New York Times report, one alleged incident was captured on a security camera, according to this report, although she and her husband denied it, and was now apparently part of a criminal investigation. It should also be noted that two of her top aides had resigned based on this investigation. Labor Secretary, or former Labor Secretary now, Chavez DeRemer's top aides, Jiwan Han and Rebecca Wright, resigned based on this investigation into allegations that they created a hostile workplace and committed travel fraud with cabinet officials. They denied that. Here was a New York Post, of all places, right-wing propaganda paper. New York Post reported that a investigation uncovered that Lori Chavez DeRemer's office booze stash and strip club visits with subordinates was a major issue that was being looked into. And we had reported on the Midas Touch Network after Pam Bondi was fired that Lori Chavez DeRemer was likely to come next. We also were predicting that Kash Patel and potential others were going to be fired next.
Oh, look at miracle. Donald Trump whole cabinet is motherfucking crooks. Lori Chavez, the labor secretary woman who just got fired by Donald Trump. This is the reason why she got fired. First of all, she was fucking a motherfucker on the job. Then she got a charge for travel fraud. Then her husband was put out of the labor secretary building because he was accused of sexual assault on two motherfucking women in the building. Her husband. This shit is crucial. Another thing, she was carrying Miller High Life brews into the secretary office and getting drunk on the job at 12 o'clock at night, going to strip clubs. I tell you what we can do with this bitch. Put the handcuffs on her. Spin her stupid ass around. Lock her motherfucking ass up. And lock her motherfucking husband ass up with his motherfucking predator ass. Lock them all up.
But certainly in this administration, and as a former member of Congress, for them to not see that they are hurting the American people. We've been on a momentum of job gains. We've been working so hard across the country to make sure that we are growing this economy and, really having the workforce investments that we've been doing to only see it come to a screeching halt. While we're not going to get the jobs numbers report because they will not open this government, we want to keep the momentum going. I mean, that's been the goal as I've traversed this country. We're seeing consumer confidence up. We're seeing businesses want to reinvest in their workforce. And this is only, a real screeching halt for the American people. And it's unfortunate that the Democrats don't see that they're fighting for the American people and they're going to pay.
Well, I mean, the data, though. You know where we are. I mean, we've had 3 months of slowing jobs. We know we don't have the numbers for September, but is there anything you could tell us about the jobs picture today?
Yeah, what we're seeing is the investments.
And I'll just remind you that now Democratic Congresswoman Bynum, who we've had on the show a ton, was the one who ultimately replaced Lori Chavez DeRemer and just destroyed Chavez DeRemer in the debate. I'll just remind you of what went down. Let's play this clip right here.
Is that my opponent voted 26 times to cut Social Security.
Cite 'em.
It's in the literature.
Cite it.
Baby, I will send it to you tonight.
So folks, the big headline, Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRemer is out, fired by Donald Trump. They're claiming it's a resignation, but she's been fired. See you later. Who's next is the question. Is it going to be Kash Patel with the ridiculous lawsuit that he filed earlier today? Is it going to be Dan Driscoll, one of the Army secretaries? Is it going to be, you tell me.
Oh, look at miracle. Cocaine Kash Patel is back in the hot seat. The head of the FBI. This motherfucker been drinking booze on the job since he got there. A miracle. Cocaine Cash Patel is a whack job who is unfit beyond the words that exist in the English language to describe. Cocaine Cash Patel is unstable. Cocaine Cash Patel is a clown, and he has been a clown all along. This motherfucker Cocaine Cash Patel is suing the media because they caught his punk ass at the motherfucking hockey team drinking Miller High Life on the job on camera. Cocaine Cash Patel is your turn. Put the handcuffs on. Spin his pussy ass around. Lock his motherfucking ass up and everybody in the justice.
This is FBI Director Kash Patel, celebrating in the locker room with the Team USA men's hockey team after its gold medal win at the Olympics. Patel is a long-time hockey fan and posted on social media several times from the game. And this video of him celebrating afterwards went viral. At one point, a player even drapes a gold medal around his neck. Another video appears to show Patel holding his phone while on call with President Donald Trump and the hockey team. Some critics question why the FBI director was celebrating with the team and why he was present in Milan. According to the FBI, Patel was in Italy for multiple official engagements prior to the hockey game. Patel responded to online critics who questioned why he was celebrating with the team. He wrote on X, quote, "For the very concerned media, yes, I love America and was extremely humbled when my friends, the newly minted gold medal winners on Team USA, invited me into the locker room to celebrate this historic moment with the boys."